Well, I guess I can't put it off anymore. This is not a hone. This is not going to straighten out a tapered hole. This isn't going to round out an egg-shaped hole. All this is going to do is follow the path of the existing cylinder and knock the glaze off to prepare it for a new set of rings. If the cylinder is round and the cylinder is straight, these work really well. But don't expect one of these to save you if you have an egg-shaped, belled out, tapered, messed up bore. It's not going to help you. This is about the same. Slightly better, maybe. I think I bought this before the dingle ball hones were even available. I think I've had this since I was about 20 something. This will do the same as the dingle ball hone. It follows the path that's already laid out for it and just knocks the glaze off. This is a hone. Right now it has coarse stones in it because we've got some material to take out. And now you know why I've been putting this off, because this is a workout. So I don't have a fancy honing cabinet full of honing oil with a pump. And this channel is really more about doing things on the cheap, doing things at least semi-correctly with stuff you might just have laying around the shop. A lot of the old timers used kerosene. A lot of them used diesel. I've seen people just put them in a solvent tank. I'm going to follow in my grandfather's footsteps and use a coffee can of automatic transmission fluid. I have honing oil. I just don't feel like spending the money watching it go all over the place while I'm trying to do this. I have so much ATF from all the transmission swaps on that thing. So I'll be actually grateful to get rid of a little bit of it. So let's get moving on this. I'm going to move some stuff out of the way here, give myself some room, and we'll get started. Well, that took a few adjustments. It's kind of cold in here. The ATF is a little thick, so I thinned it down a little bit with some diesel. It just seemed to be working as more of a lubricant than a cleaning. It wasn't helping. Once I got that done, I had a little bit of taper to work out of the bore. A little tighter at the bottom, probably because of that transition where I had to hand crank the bridge port up. It always gets a little lumpy and a little smaller through there. So I had some of that to work out, but let's take a look. So I am aiming for +1, and I'll walk the rest of it out with the fine stones. I do have a little bit of wonkiness in the middle, but I'm pretty close. Keep in mind that every line on this bore gauge is a 10,000th of an inch. So for a rough bore, I've got a little tiny bit of a bell right there in the middle. But for the most part, That's pretty good. Okay, so once again, going for one. A little bit of wonkiness down there in the bottom, but looking pretty good. All right, well, a little bit big at the bottom. I got a little tight spot right there in the middle. Little tight spot there too. But I'm gonna call that one good. All right, so this one was a little more of a challenge. Good here. A little tight through there. And then it belled out on me in the middle there a little bit, a few tenths. And then it got tight, and then it belled out a few tenths again. So I'll knock that all down with the finished stones. All right, so this old man's tired. My back is one big spasm. That's roughed out. All I got to do is change stones and just lick the last 5/10 thousandths or so out of them. And then we're on to giving it several baths. The next time you see this, it'll be on the probably on the engine stand, ready to go back together. I'm not going to devote this channel to a stupid engine that nobody cares about. I'm going to do something different here pretty quick. I think we're going to wake up my grandfather's flatbed. It needs to get moved, at least out of where it is, and needs to get put back into service. That's going to be a pretty big project, though. But first things first, let's get it running. Now that it's not frozen outside, finally, I can get out there without hurting my fingers. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd really appreciate it. Have a great weekend.